Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another terrain builder tutorial video. What we're going to be going over today is how to export shapes for your either satellite image or your surface mask. We did go over this in a live stream recently, but I want to basically I wanted to create a video on it. For those of you who didn't see the live stream, or maybe you're just now deciding to figure this out and you're just now searching it up, it'll always be there. So the way you're going to do this is that you're going to basically be exporting your shapes. And I'll explain what that means. So you can, you have these little polygon tools and you have polyline tools. Well, you can actually export these shape images and import them into your mask file, or your editor, whatever imaging editing software you're using, to basically draw your roadways, to change your mask files for specific areas, which is what we're actually going to do today. I need to do this on my own map. So I figured, why not make a video while I actually do it? So if we come into Bulldozer, in this little town, I have this little playground here. Well, I don't want this playground to be full of dirt. Okay, to be full of grass. So by default, this texture that you see here is no foliage, and this is just grass. Well, I want this to be dirt on the inside of it. So I explain this in every video. If we zoom way out, you see how it's like this very, just dull gray color or green color. That's because that's my satellite image. But if we zoom in, it changes textures because this is what our mask is. So we want to change our mask value for this, and we want to make this dirt. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So we're going to go ahead and get out of Bulldozer. We don't need to be in Bulldozer right now. And we need to come to the area on the map that we want, which is right here. So as you can see, this line right here, this is my fence. We want to basically put the dirt inside the fence. So we're going to basically hide our sidewalk. So that'll go away. And then we're going to hide our trees. So that'll go away. And now we have this perfectly little outlined area of what basically is our playground. So what we're going to do is you're going to go to your shapes files, and you should already have a few layers in here. But if you don't, you definitely want a roads one, a tree one, so on and so forth. I've created a dirt one. So once you do this, you're going to make sure that your view shapes is toggled on. As you see, when I turn it on, I see my purple lines for my road. When I turn it off, I no longer see those purple lines. So you want to turn them on. Then you're going to come over here to this little box that says add a polygon. And you're going to want to zoom in here because you want to get this as accurate as you can. Otherwise, it'll look funky. So you're just going to basically go on the insides, and you're just going to create little points like so. So let's do this nice, and I don't want to do it like super quick, but I do want it to look somewhat good because I intend on using this mask image on my map itself. So we're just going to basically follow these lines right on the inside of the fence. Now, when it comes to closing your points, you don't want to actually just click here. You're going to want to get as close as you can, and then you're just going to double click, and it will close in the area. Now, if we come up to this little edit selection tool and we click it, you want to make sure that it's in the right layer. So for instance, we're doing dirt. We want to make sure that this is in the dirt layer. So now on our shapes, we have our dirt, concrete, trees, and roads. This is just me. You're going to right click on the layer that you're wanting to export the shape. And we're going to set this to dirt, which is going to make it like a brown color. So we're going to come up here. We're going to export shapes to imagery. So when you do the shapes to imagery, you're going to export a PNG. You want to do it by the active map frame. And you want to make sure that your resolution is a 1.0. That way your image width and your image height is going to be the exact size of your map, your full blown up map, which I'm doing a 10 by 10. So it's 10240 by 10240. If you're doing a 2048 by 2048, well, then it would be, 20480 by 20480. You just want to make sure that the image is going to be square. And then what we need to do is our dirt color is this brown color. So we need the background color to be something completely opposite of that. So we're going to choose like, I don't know, we'll just choose this weird yellow looking color. You can come in here and you can go to the drop down menu, but we're just going to choose this weird yellow looking color. And then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to hit export. And when we do this, I've sent this to my desktop. So this will be on my desktop. And as you can see, when we open up this file, here's my dirt layer. Here's my little piece of dirt that's up in my gas zone. And if we, here, I'll just bring this into my photo editing software so we can actually zoom. Bring this over here, import it as a new layer. If we come way down here, we'll see we have this tiny little brown speck of dirt. So now what we're going to do is we want to basically grab our color selection tool and we want to click, out here, let it select everything. And then we just want to delete this. We just want to basically delete the background. That's why you choose multiple colors. You want a color that stands out. So now we have all of that gray or all of that brown, which has already been there, but now we've added dirt here. So now that we have our dirt here, we can go ahead and just deselect. And then this essentially is our mask image that we've been editing, so on and so forth. You see, we have some dirt here, some dirt up there. Blue is our concrete. So now we're going to have dirt down here. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm just going to file. I'm going to export this one. Let's come to our P drive. First off, let's change this to a TIFF. We're going to come into Arcadia, source, images. Here's my sat map. I'm sorry, my mask. We're going to hit save. That asks us to override it. We're going to hit yes, because I know it's right. We're then going to minimize this. We're going to come back into Terrain Builder. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to our mask image and we're just going to refresh the content from source. So depending on how big your map is and the type of image you're using will just basically how long this is going to take. If you use TIFF files, I just found this out. If you use TIFF files, it loses a lot less quality and it's much faster, much faster. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to hide my shapes and I want to come up here. I want to show my mask. And as we can see now, we have purple. Now, as you can see, it kind of didn't fill in every little bit that I wanted. So we can just essentially go in and just kind of adjust this inside. What I would recommend probably is start your lines a little bit on the outside of it. It looks like it kind of everything just shifted down just slightly, but I think it's going to be okay. So now we've got this, let's go ahead and turn our trees back on and our sidewalk back on. We can actually just turn our mask off. We're going to come into Arcadia. We're going to go to properties. All we've done is our surface mask. So we're just going to tick the surface mask part of it. We're going to convert them and we're going to regenerate our layers. All right. So we're going to let all this happen. Here we go. We're back in our bulldozer. Now from the sky, it's going to look, like this thing. But when we zoom in, we'll see that it's actually going to be dirt on the inside of this fence line. Now we'll have a little bit of grass coming over, but for the most part, this will all be like this dirt grassy texture that will always be there. Now, if we wanted to change our satellite image, it would be basically the same way. We would come into our little dirt photo here. We would click it like so. Once it actually selects, there we go. We would click it and select like that. Hide this layer. We would hide this one. Now we are on our satellite image. So then we would basically just fill in a color that we would want as dirt. For instance, we'll just do this one. And then we're just going to basically fill with the foreground color. Oh, I actually got to select onto here. My bad. Fill with the foreground color. And now from the sky, it'll be this brown color. You can do this if you want. I'm not going to do that. I personally don't want that to be like a dirty brown color from the sky. That's just me, but that's how you would do it. Now, if you wanted to export your roads, it's going to be the same way. So you're going to come into your objects, Set this to none. We're going to go to our roads. We're going to set this to a, I don't know, we'll just go rock or, you know, maybe concrete, blue. If we do concrete, it'll be blue. Actually, I don't want concrete. Let's just do, we'll do red. There we go. So you're going to do red. Let's view our shapes. We're going to come up here. We're going to export our shapes to imagery. Let's change this to roads. Change our background to like a blue. We're going to export again. And this is going to create another PNG file. Now we'll have a roads.png. When we open this up, you'll see all of our roads are actually here. So now I can come back into my photo editing software. I could drag this roads in as a new layer. We're going to select everything out here that's in the blue. Just go ahead and hit delete. And then now here would be our red roads. And then there's our roadway. So if we go ahead and unselect, that would be our roads. Now I've already done this. As you can see, I have a road stat right here. So if I turn this off and I turn this one on, there's my roads, but you can do it however you see fit. And that's essentially it. That's how you export your images to you export your shapes to images that you can actually add to your overlays and your maps and your stat maps and all that kind of good stuff. So hopefully this video helped. If it did, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. I do appreciate all the support we've been getting on this series. It does mean the world to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, hopefully this helped, and I'll catch you guys later. Love you, bye.